Shooting up out of the plains in the northeastern Wyoming region of the Black Hills is a large, mysterious, monolithic rock formation whose origins still remain mysterious today. This seemingly random volcanic rock structure punches its way into the sky 5,112 feet above sea level. This unusual isolated pillar is made up of thousands of hexagonal rock columns that shoot up out of the ground. The Native Americans explain these deep scrapes on the side of the butte as being formed by a large bear chasing after a group of men who are desperately trying to seek refuge at the top of the tower. To conserve a lot of the natural beauty and resources in the United States, Theodore Roosevelt put into action the United States Forest Service and created 5 national parks. In 1906, he signed the Antiquities Act, where he proclaimed 18 new U.S. national monuments. The first of those national monuments being the Devil's Tower, which is officially the very first monument in the United States history. To this day, scientists are still theorizing exactly how this monolithic rock just seemingly punched its way up through the plains of Wyoming. Everyone has their theories. Hollywood tells you it's an extraterrestrial activity. Scientists will tell you it's a geological earth movement. And the Native Americans will tell you it's a bear getting his dinner. On August 1st, 2023, we found out the devil has a tower. Waking up here, day 5 of Sturgis, and yesterday was pretty packed with just a bunch of stuff. We hit some of the most iconic places yesterday, and today will be no different. Today we are hitting up Devil's Tower, and then we're gonna try to ride through Spearfish Canyon as well. We got a little wash bay out here out front. Chris's bike, probably the biggest transformation so far.
Yeah, we should have got a before shot of it.
Yeah,
it was pretty bad.
We kind of did a little bit.
Yeah, it was bad.
I'll overlay a shot of your bike going down the road yesterday. Yep, in typical Chris fashion, it looks like a brand new bike now. So
trying.
Absolutely.
We're trying.
Yeah, well, you did a good job, and Stefan as well.
Well, for 10 minutes, not too bad, I would say.
10 minutes only, huh?
Yeah.
That's a big transformation in 10 minutes.
But as it's not my personal bike, it's presentable, as Chris said. So it's not perfect, but it's presentable, which is good.
So if it was your personal bike, maybe you'd spend 20 minutes.
Maybe 22, I would say.
Nice. All right. Your clutch working okay this morning?
No.
Okay.
But I leave it as it is. It worked. So, yeah, it worked acceptable yesterday, and I slept too long this morning in order to take care of it. So maybe tonight or maybe tomorrow.
Out. I think we're gonna make a quick pit stop in Spearfish, then head west, and we're going into Wyoming technically, where Devil's Tower is. So we're gonna loop back around into Spearfish and drop down into Spearfish Canyon, and that's pretty much gonna be our day. We might go and check out Deadwood or Sturgis or something like that. Weather's good. We got a little bit of a cloud cover today, but it's about 80 degrees right now, so hopefully it's another perfect day. So let me show you guys our Devil's Tower route. We weren't going to bite off as much riding as we had the day prior, so that was kind of nice to be able to take our time a little bit more, enjoy the sights a little bit more. So we're going to take off in Deadwood and then take this 85 out of town, then head up to the 90 and then take the 90 west through Spearfish here. And then this is going to be where we start the loop. I guess this is a really popular loop that a lot of people take. So head all the way 90, head west, and then continue to head west over the border into Wyoming. Take this 90 down into Sundance area and then break off on the 14 here. This is just a cool open scenic road. You're still technically in the Black Hills. You have a lot of like rolling hills. It's a little bit flatter than like in the heart of the Black Hills where we had gone like the day prior. And then take this 24 and that takes you into the Devil's Tower. The Devil's Tower is kind of secluded off in its own little area, which is kind of cool, adds to the whole mystique of the area. And then after we visited Devil's Tower, we're going to head north on this 24 and go up through Hewlett, which we gassed up in Hewlett and then took this 24 all the way back around east over the border back into South Dakota where it turns into the 34. And then right here in Bella Forte, we're going to take this 85 and head south into Spearfish. Then in Spearfish, we're going to grab some lunch, and that's when we would branch off and take the Spearfish Canyon, this 14A, which is definitely one of the most noteworthy roads in the greater Sturgis area. And then take that all the way down and connect back up, and then take this road into Lead. I believe we got some groceries for the week, and then head back into Deadwood area. Just north of Deadwood is kind of where we were staying in our Airbnb, and that would be our route for the day. Probably only maybe 150 miles or so for the entire day.
I go straight from the bank, gassing up the tank, cranking up the radio, playing old Hank. It ain't that long till I'm back at the farm. I'm pulling up the truck down at the dock. It's time to do some cruising, baby, get a little stuck. It's a Saturday joyride, Percy Feast is the spot. We're on a boat, we're feeling fine, drinking Tennessee whiskey, a big blue sky. We're going up, we're coming down. There's a party on the water, it's a hell of a time. We're on a boat, we're killing time, in our own honky tonk with a bottle of wine. We're going up, we're coming down. Cheers to feeling alright, it's a hell of a time. Yeah, we're chilling out here, ladies in the rear, our feet in the water, our top disappears, drinking Malibu Patron, or a beer in a cup.
Just got to the outside of Devil's Tower, kind of see it in the distance. We're gonna get closer, but we thought this would be a cool place to take a picture and stuff like that and check it out. So first time here for me, so I've seen many pictures of this place for my entire life, and we're finally here, and so it's just kind of cool to finally see it.
Big blue sky, we're going up, we're coming down. Here's the feeling alright, it's a hell of a time. We're on the boat, we're killing time, in our own honky tonk, meet the big blue sky. We live it up, we got it down. Here's the feeling alright, it's a hell of a time. And I'm falling for a small town girl, so kiss me, darling, rock my world, rock my world.
Setting up the shot, guys. A lot of stuff goes on behind the scenes to get perfect video and perfect pictures. So yeah, I've spent about 15 minutes here just setting up the perfect shot. I'll flash it up here. Photo turned out amazing. It's nice having a professional photographer here with Daniel. Dan and Shell, check their channel out. They do some really good videography and photography work.
There's a party on the water, it's a hell of a time. We're on a boat, we're killing time, in our own honky tonk with a bottle of wine. We're going up, we're coming down. Cheers to feeling alright, it's a hell of a time. Hell of a time. It's a hell of a time.
So for the most part, Devil's Tower lives up to the hype, and I would definitely recommend anybody in this area stopping by and checking it out. It was a little bit crowded on the day we visited. Getting through the main entrance of the park was no problem. Went through there, had just a slight delay, but then getting into the top parking lot where you can actually park and walk around, there was a really long line, and it was one of those lines where you sat for a long time. We were cycling our engines on and off and just going at a snail's pace to get up to the main parking lot. We ended up just tapping out and turning around and going halfway down the road to the entrance and just taking in the scenes down there. But I think if you went any other time of the year, especially when it wasn't the summer months, you could probably just cruise right in and have no problem. But of course, since we were so close to Sturgis, it was pretty busy.
I saw Prairie Dog finally. Yes.
We're now at the Devil's Tower trading post, hanging out for a second. Just coming out of here was an absolute nightmare. They need to implement a system where you can get a bike or a car through like faster than, one every 5 minutes. Huge old conga line just to get out of here. And we didn't actually even make it up to the top. It was like an hour waiting for, the lot at the very top. So we turned around, got some shots. But you know what? It's crowded right now. It's Sturgis time, and the rally hasn't even officially started. It starts in a couple days. I can't even imagine what this place is going to look like in a week. But yeah, just a lot of wait time to get in and out of parks. They need to implement a system to get people in and out a lot quicker. But you know what? It's all right. I think one of the most interesting things about the whole Sturgis area, and really like a 150-mile radius around Sturgis, South Dakota, is just the culture and the businesses that are supported by the rally. You'll be riding along a completely wide open country road away from any city, and then all of a sudden you'll look off to the left and you'll see this big biker bar just completely packed with bikes. It's seriously the most random thing, and something that probably couldn't exist anywhere in the entire world except for near Sturgis. Now I know a lot of these bars and businesses are only open 3 months out of the year or something like that, but to have an entire building and to open up a business for that short of a seasonal job, you got to have a lot of sales in a short amount of time to really justify all the work, the building, the structure, the effort, the employees, and everything to sustain that. And to me, that's just such a huge testament to just how popular Sturgis is year after year.
Had stories about the city life and the crazy nights. Figure I should probably give it a try. Maybe check it out, see what it's all about. But the traffic was fast and the money was slow. The people I met you never get to know. I kinda miss this place I used to live back home. Cause up here it's breakneck, paycheck, rat race. What's next? I'm tired of feeling like a small fish in a big pond. I think I'll go back where I came from, where everybody knows my name. My friends are still the same. I guess the slow life hit me just right, like a bonfire on a cold night. Hell, and you can keep your 9 to 5. Happy with the simple life. Yeah, I ain't here to try to change your mind, trying to save your time, in case you're thinking about breaking out the bucket list. Girl, you can skip this funny business, cause up there it's complicated and overrated. Down here everything.
So we headed north and we left Devil's Tower. We headed into a little town called Hewlett or something like that. And so we took like the north way back, kind of like a big loop. And we headed east and landed in Belleforte, I believe it's called. It's a little town. And then we headed south from there and landed back in Spearfish. So we're gonna grab some lunch here in Spearfish. lot of bikes out and about right now. And then after lunch, we're gonna hit up the Spearfish Canyon. Then probably head back down and hit up maybe Sturgis or something.
Turn port! Hold fast!
You go, boy. Faster! Faster! We're gonna turn it south. Let's go! Look at that thing!
Ow! My hands are tired. I'm over it.
This is Kurt Bowers.
Hank Williams Jr. on CD, $3. Mark
Yeah, Jerry.
Hey.
Wow.
Is it a really? It's the XL2.
And with the removable
Walk
liner.
that thing, Main Street
Dude,
Sturgis.
you need that.
Is this a place where we can kind of barter and like?
I think so.
Dude.
Oh, dude. Dude, you look so fast in that thing.
Yeah, you do. I bet your bike could have like 3 more horsepower with that.
Like a modern P. Diddy.
Like a modern P. Diddy.
I don't even know why you're thinking about it.
It doesn't matter how much it is.
Whatever it is.
You can't put a price on that. That's
Just pay the money.
I feel like invading some countries right now with some oil.
I'm about to get a phone call saying they hit the second tower.
We ended up grabbing a bite in Spearfish at a little sports bar called Redwater Kitchen. We then headed south out of town for one of the most anticipated rides of the entire trip, 14A South, the Spearfish Canyon. This is a road that you always hear about when anybody talks about the whole Sturgis riding experience. And without jumping ahead too much, this canyon definitely lived up to the hype. It's one of those top 5 must-ride roads in the greater Sturgis area. You're basically following the Spearfish Creek down this windy canyon road. You got rocky mountains on either side of you, trees everywhere. It's like this rad little tight canyon as you weave along the riverside. And we were lucky enough to have the best wildlife sighting of the entire trip on this canyon as well. We ran across 2 separate groups of mountain goats that were sitting right in the middle of the road, licking the salt off the asphalt. No one was in a rush, so we all just sat there and waited for the mountain goats to do their thing. And then as soon as they were done, they just ran up the side of the mountain. So we're headed home from Spearfish Canyon. Spearfish Canyon was rad, by the way. I've just heard so many people talk about it over the years, and being able to experience it for the first time was a lot of fun. We actually ran into some mountain goats, 2 like packs on the road, like the middle of the road, and everyone, like, it brought traffic to a halt, and everyone was just sitting there taking pictures and everything. It was really cool. And then they got a little bit spooked and they like ran up the side of like this cliff, and yeah, it was pretty cool. Spearfish Canyon is absolutely beautiful. All the roads around here are amazing, and I know I keep saying this, but it just makes so much sense why so many people converge to this area every year because everywhere you ride, everywhere you look is just super beautiful. I've never even been to South Dakota, I don't think, before. So yeah, this is awesome. We stopped off at the grocery store in Leeds at the Dakota Mart, and we got this big house, so we're gonna do some barbecuing and stuff. Hopefully there's propane in the tank, and yeah, we're gonna try to make some dinners instead of having to go out every single meal. So it should be good. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. We're only about halfway through the Sturgis Chronicles series, so make sure you subscribe to see our future episodes. We'll see you next time on episode 4.